Ooh, it's Complete in Shocks. Remember that being a
Hey,
thing?
Complete in Shocks. That means we play video games in October, and guess what? We're going to start with Clock Tower 3. I've played Clock Tower First Sphere on Super Nintendo, Clock Tower 1 on PS1, Clock Tower 2 on PS1, and now we got Clock Tower 3 on PS2. It's the last Clock Tower game that they made 15 years ago. That's right, there's no... the subtitles already on, so let's go.
Complete in October.
That's the best. That's it right there. So, Clock Tower 3 seems very loosely based on the stories of Clock Tower First Sphere and Clock Tower 1, but we're going to find that it's more intertwined than you think. So the one thing I'll warn you viewers and also the people in this room is there are some cutscenes in this game.
It seems such a long time since you started your life at boarding
There
school.
are some cutscenes,
It was
my
after your
friend.
beloved grandfather went missing while travelling 3 years ago that I sent you away to boarding school and told you not to come
So let's
back
focus
for
on
at
this.
least 6
It's
years,
a
without giving you any
heck of a
explanation.
story. So you're Alyssa.
It must have been very
Right.
painful for you.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right,
But
Alyssa?
it was for your own
From
protection.
Silent Hill.
From
Now,
Silent
your
Hill.
15th birthday is approaching, and I fear your life may be in danger more than ever before. Please go into hiding until your 15th birthday has passed.
Now, if you got this letter, what would you
Saying will
do?
make no sense to you, but please,
Would you go into
as I
hiding
tell
until your
you,
birthday-
hide as
15th
quickly as
birthday?
you can.
I was in hiding my entire birthday without any.
Or-
sense of
Did you enjoy it?
Would you do
Was
the
it fun?
opposite?
You're watching on the telephone. It's your mother.
My mother?
Hello? Mum?
Mum?
Hello?
Mum.
Are you there? What's wrong? Answer me. Hello? Hello?
Answer me? Hello? 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 Like, why would you answer that and just be like, huh, something must have disconnected? Why would I immediately think she died?
Go,
Hello?
go to
Hello? Mom?
England.
Mom? Mom? Mom?
So, like I said, would you heed your mom's advice and not go, or would you instantly go to the place that she told you not to go?
Mum, I'm back.
It's a very important question.
I love how scary it looked from the outside, and she just walks in and is like, Mom, I'm back!
Mum?
Why is all the lights off? Wow, this has like no.
Wait, what? Oh. I thought it was like immediately a bad guy.
Yeah, seriously.
That would be the best intro ever. Just walks in, immediately attacked by the boss of the game. Like Nemesis walks out. Stars.
So this is me, by the way.
Excuse me. Are you one of the lodgers?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
I'm Alyssa, Nancy's daughter. Do you know where my mother is?
Your mother has gone out. That was early yesterday morning.
Huh?
6
She
feet
mentioned that she'll
under.
not be coming back for some time.
Ever, because she is dead.
She won't be coming back at all. So it's just you. You are all alone in this world now, little girl.
Oh my gosh!
Whoop.
My sweet Alyssa. I've been waiting so long for this moment.
Get away from me!
Yikes.
So why wouldn't you just leave?
Well, I thought about that when I was playing the game,
Okay.
and I'll show you.
Okay, good.
Is it zombie dog?
No, there's no... I mean, there's... If you want a good reason, then that's not coming.
Ooh,
So,
this game looks pretty good.
those are saved things.
Okay.
There's no need to go out now. I have to find Mum. That's the reason
But
she doesn't
he said
leave.
she's gone.
It's a video game, Parker.
Right, but-
Why would you believe some random guy? Who
But why
tried to
wouldn't he
grope
say
you?
she's hidden in the house somewhere?
You know what, Parker? You know what?
Like,
So we're gonna head
that's
over
one
here.
line of dialogue, and it makes so much more sense.
We see this weird thing. We try to touch it, and stuff happens.
Oh
That
my
is a seal, or I think they call it a sigil. I kind of forget.
Is this like Onimusha? Please be Onimusha.
If you notice, so the panic meter, right? You don't need to
yeah.
read that. In the upper left, you see that little meter, and it has a little tiny bit in it. It's to show you that I have a little bit of panic. Now, this is like fear
But it
effect.
goes down, right?
Yes, this is like fear effect, except for it does go down.
So it's
now-
not like, well, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It's gonna go up forever.
But there are, every
Wow.
time Every time you see a bad guy, it goes up. Every time they swing near you, it goes up. And of course, every time they hit you, it goes up. It's pretty important to note that when they hit near you, it goes up.
Wow.
And also, if you get surprised, it goes up. There are many times in this game you will see me playing it, and there's literally nothing I can do about being scared, like a jump scare,
right.
and I will instantly be yelling, myself personally, because it's annoying.
Oh, damn.
So already we're like 2 minutes into the game, and stuff is weird.
Cutscenes galore.
Yep. So this sacred bottle holds sacred water.
And that
I'm not going to read this.
calms you down?
The sacred
What?
water you use. We don't need to read that. The sacred water you use to fight off spirits, and we will see that in probably 3 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll read the ones that are important, but the ones that are not important, I'm not gonna read.
I should let it be known that I've only ever watched or played Clock Tower 2.
So all the games.
I never saw the first one.
The only two that are related in really any way is the Super Nintendo and the first one for
Why
PS1.
did that happen?
Because I threw the sacred water. Yeah.
Got it.
Through the sacred water.
Oh,
so.
now you have 2 left. Okay, I
This is
see.
a good looking house.
Yeah, so one of the other things, if you might be looking and you might be like, you're bad at this game because it looks like you're not controlling correctly. Here's the big thing. When the camera angle changes, it's very hard to explain, but when the camera angle changes, so like if I'm going up, right, and the camera angle suddenly changes, I'm still pressing up even if I'm going down, if that makes sense. So it's very complicated.
Wasn't that the same way with Final Fantasy? As long as you were holding the direction, it stayed that way. But if you let go, then it.
I would say it's more the same way with like Resident Evil tank control games, but this game's much harder to control than a tank control game.
DMC works the same way, where it has fixed camera angles, and when it changes, it's awkward.
However, it's hard. It's like very hard to control in a way that I can't really explain.
I came back home.
Oh my gosh.
I know you told me not to, but I couldn't help it. I'm
So-
worried
She's got a
about
nice
you.
computer.
Where are you, Mum?
Yeah, for 2002. You
Yeah.
kidding me?
Is
Pretty
that
dang
like
nice
an
computer.
iMac G4.
Wow, that's a nice clock radio as well.
Oh
She's
yeah.
got some nice tech in this old
I mean,
Victorian house.
yeah. I was gonna say, to be honest, the house is freaking huge, so gotta have something in it.
There he
What
is.
the?
He's good at piano.
I hope you like this song. I do. But we'll be hearing it for a
This
little
is
bit.
this is how I react when I hear something I don't like.
Question of the part, what's the name of this song? Because I like it. Oh, I guess you can do that thing with your phone.
Well, I'm
Right.
just gonna look it up.
How do you just look up a piano song?
No, you look up this game.
Piano song in Clock Tower 3. So, this game borrows... You know, actually, I don't think... Trevor, can you look up to see when Eternal Darkness came out, please? I think it came out after this. In which case, a couple games borrowed off of this. If you guys remember from our Let's Play of Eternal Darkness...
It's called Fantasy Impromptu by Chopin.
Neat. I like it. It's a good song.
Eternal Darkness is also 2002 in June. Look up when this came out.
I mean, they couldn't have possibly stolen off of each other if they came out at the same time. So, this game's pretty interesting in that you have both your home world, the main mansion, and then these other worlds you go into.
Oh, wow.
And also, kind of like Silent Hill 4,
Like throughout history?
Silent Hill 4, you did...
She's like, she'd be dead. Her ears would have just exploded. and
Yeah.
she'd be dead.
This game came out in December 2002.
Like the
I just don't think they
concussive
couldn't have changed it in 6 months. So I'm actually surprised that Eternal Darkness came out that early in the Cube's life. But
One of the best looking games.
like I said, the two games that it reminds me of for sure is Eternal Darkness and Silent Hill 4. The Silent Hill 4 comparisons you're going to see in a second, and I will say Silent Hill 4 came out way after this, so it definitely stole off this game. This is a game that is not a masterpiece by any means, but it is, especially for an early PS2 game, very aggressive in like the different stuff it tried. So I'm actually glad Trevor suggested this to do this game because I've been having a pretty good time playing it.
Yeah, and I don't remember anything. Like, I don't remember like stuff like this happening.
So this main actress did no other video games. She's been in a few
Oh my god.
movies. But she
IMDb
was
time.
in Locke by with Tom Hardy, and she played his wife. So that's
So here's where the Silent Hill 4 stuff comes into play. You will find throughout the game these bodies And they will have associated with them a...
Oh, here we
I
go.
kind of forget how long this cutscene is. I'm sorry. I thought it happened instantly. A spirit. Just kind of like how I remember Silent Hill 4 has those unkillable spirits. Now, here's the good thing about this game
You use
is
the sacred water.
you can find items, and like this one's really easy. They're like, "Give me back my ring."
So, but they're gonna chase you and attack you if you don't find it.
Yeah, they don't follow you the whole. They only follow you like within like a small area.
But if you find the thing, then you're good.
Then not only do you cleanse their spirit, but you get an item.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try to make this a 100. I don't. This isn't an official category, but 100% cleansing. One.
That's cool.
And it's also very important to get these items for me because, like I said, these enemies appear so sigil stones. Let's go over this stuff real quick. Sigil stones. When you get to panic, the whole way to panic, you're gonna get in this crazy panic mode where like you're just gonna stumble around. This will let you get hit once in panic. Otherwise, in panic, you die. Now, we're going to be finding in a second what's known as lavender waters. They bring down your panic, almost like a heal. These are both save and refilling holy water. There's really no reason for me to have to save yet, luckily.
Ooh, look at that. Can physics.
I know, right? So this game's also like... It does this really weird mixture of very, very sad stories. Essentially, every major bad guy you see is going to be... like a serial murderer. So, and it tells the stories of the victims, so it's very sad, but at the same time has very, like, 2 seconds later will have very campy, dumb humor. So it's like, you're trying to figure out, like, what it's trying to be. Like, Silent Hill 4 has no point, not a single second in it that's, like, funny. But, like, this game, like, tries to put in, like...
Some of the voice
Well-
acting is funny, but other than that, that's unintentional.
But also in Clock Tower 2, I mean, I think intentionally some of the demon scenes were supposed to be funny. Like, some of the way he reacted to stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Like, where
yeah,
he's like, get the F out of here,
the way
bitch.
Bates talked, yeah. That's true. So, this first stage is not hard to find the items that you need to give them. So, you just walk down here, you get the gold fountain pen, and then there's going to be a body up here.
So, the IMDb page had a spoiler in it. A tiny one.
Stop.
I'm not reading it aloud, I'm just saying that the IMDb spoiled something.
Stop reading the IMDb.
No, and it wasn't a trivia, it was literally the name of one of the characters.
I got it.
Yeah, don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's actually has a pretty neat story, too.
Yeah.
So invisibility bands are nice. If you're ever in a point where, like, you really don't know what to do, and, like, you're, like, cornered, you can use that to run away, which is nice. It gives you some pretty good items. Speaking of that, I'm going to come over here, and I think there's a lavender water or something over here.
All of these people have been in, like, every British show ever. Like, it's a mostly British cast, obviously, but it's like they were in, like, Midsummer Murders and all these other, like, super British shows.
Alright, so yeah, like I said, lavender waters, they take down your panic gauge. You're going to see me use that sometimes when I get close to panic or in panic. Lavender waters are literally liquid gold in this game. Especially, like I said, no matter how good... no matter how good I play, there will be times where, like, I literally cannot stop from being, like, put very close or into panic. Which is great, obviously.
All the glass.
So we're actually going to head... Yeah. We're going to head straight over here. Luckily, this game does a pretty nice thing where each new world you go into, you, like, the bad guy won't be there until a cutscene happens.
And then he'll be there.
And then he'll be there, yeah. So we try to do all that we can in the...
Before triggering it.
Yeah, exactly, before triggering it.
And it's a set trigger. Like, one location triggers it.
Yeah, like, I could be in here for all day and it wouldn't do anything.
That's nice.
So, we're hoping to, once we trigger this bad guy, spoilers, there's bad guys.
What?
I know. To very quickly get to what's known as evade spots. Now, these evade spots are very funny, because sometimes you can go in these evade spots, and the guy will be right next to you, and it won't...
It's like you're on base, like in tag.
Yeah,
like, I'm on base!
Yeah.
I'm on base!
And he'll be like, what? Where are you? And you're like, Okay. So it's what, but if they get too close, like right next to you, then the evade spot goes away. You'll see in a sec what I meant by that. So I'm gonna read the stuff when I can. Christmas tragedy: young pianist brutally murdered. Christmas Day 1942, Paul Mall, May Norton, age 12, was found murdered in Norton's The Tailor. She was discovered by Norton family nanny Jane Stride, who returned home to find the victim unconscious, bleeding from the head. An autopsy has revealed that it was an instantaneous death caused by a blow to the skull with a heavy blunt object. No suspects have been named. The victim has taken part in the 15th annual piano concourse at the Victoria Hall in Kensington the previous day. A consummate pianist, Miss Norton was widely tipped for first prize, but an unfortunate error in her performance prevented her from taking the crown. She hit one bad note. May had been living at home alone since her father, William Norton, a serving officer, returned to the front in July. Well, that's going to tell us a couple things. But
Cutscene.
there are lots of cutscenes in this game. Also, this game gets brutal very quickly.
Whoa.
So it pretty much shows you the thing we just saw.
Wait. The thing we just saw.
Or the thing we just read.
The piano concerto?
That's her.
And
Right,
she gets
but they-
brutally murdered.
Oh, right. I missed that part. Oh, jeez. That was good. He confessed. An open and shut case, boys.
So,
Who did it? I did it. Great.
We want to try to do our best to... By the way, this is what I meant by Alyssa. Every time you see him. Every time. Also, get ready for this music. Alright, so we're going to try to get him... Nope. Good start.
Does he dance a little jig after he hit you?
Of course. So, one of the big bad things about this game is all enemies are faster than you. They just are. Which is fair, of course. Now, in a perfect
If
world...
he hit you like 10 times while you're opening the door, that'd be amazing.
I don't think.
No, once you get there. Now,
I know,
there's an
but
evade
it'll
point
be
down here.
best.
We're going to hope that we have to be very, very quick in getting to it, and I probably didn't do it, unfortunately. Yes. So, as you can tell, he was
like, right
literally right there, but... If you would have been probably
Jerky
2-3
motions.
steps closer, it would have went away, but it's very unrealistic
Yeah,
in that,
yeah.
like, he was absolutely in the room with me. Now, here's the boring part of the LP. It's kind of random as to how long until he leaves,
Right.
and you'll know
Just wait for the music.
because he'll it'll make a noise like whoop, of him, like they literally teleport away,
Oh, really?
and they make it very obvious, which is nice. So at this point, if I left, he'd still be there.
But would he immediately know where you are if he left?
I don't want to mess with it.
No, I'm just curious. I don't
Now,
find it
another
messy.
thing you'll see is... There we go. So, I just usually give it a second or two. So,
The music fades.
there are times where they will randomly appear a la Scissor Man in Clock Tower 1, and there are also scripted times. The scripted times are also kind of random, because I played this game twice at this point. I know, right? I played this game twice at this point, and there's some times where, like, they'll just be like, I'll open a door and they'll be there. And there are other times where they won't, and I'm not sure it's because I do stuff in different order. Like, I don't really get it. There are also times where they'll go away when you do specific stuff. Actually, what key did I get? It was...
Well, you did it already. The red drawer key, but you got it, I thought.
No, I just... Hold on. Yeah, red drawer. Okay.
Oh, small...
I forgot.
Yeah, small drawer, red drawer key.
One of the things I like about this game is when you walk up to an item, you just press X and it uses it, so you don't have to, like, always pull up the dang menu, especially since the menu, honestly, it loads rather slowly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty...
Right, May's key room.
It's right up here. It's right where she was.
Oh, right where she got murdered. Attacked.
Yeah. And murdered.
And murdered. Attacked and murdered.
So, all we have to do is... Well, let's read this real quick. It's a diary. Everything in this game is sad, by the way. Today, I darned Daddy's socks and sewed a button on his shirt. He calls himself a tailor, but he can't even mend his own clothes. Please, Daddy, I'm not your wife. Only a few more days until the concours, and I still can't play it perfectly. What am I to do? I know Daddy is wishing me well from far away, so I must try my very best. Don't worry, Daddy, I'll make you proud. Whenever I read these things, remember everything that they say, and it'll make everything at the end much more ironic.
Got it.
So this is what we wanted. We want the invitation to get to the concert hall.
Gotcha.
When we go to the concert hall without the invitation, you can't get in.
Oh, good.
Now this is another
Yeah,
one of those
this is
scripted moments. Yep. And it also kind of shows you that there's both hide points and there's using item points.
Oh, there's an evade spot right there.
What do I do? Well, it's not technically an evade spot. Like, I guess it would be like more of an attack spot.
But it'll get you out of the situation spot.
Yeah.
Nah, what? Wow, she's strong.
Yeah, I know. And that knocks him out.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he follows me, but I'm going to be making a beeline for the concert hall anyway. There is a very decent chance that he will just literally show up when I exit here. I believe that's what he did last time, if I remember correctly. Also, doors in this game open so loudly, it makes me very angry. There we go.
Alyssa.
So, I'm going to do what I refer to as
Dude, I love
water buffer.
I love how the enemy music is literally a 2-second loop.
Yeah, it's freaking great.
Actually,
Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind.
So you refill them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to have to use one because he was close to me, but not. And as you can tell,
you can also knock them back with that.
yeah. But honestly, it stuns him for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
not
brutal.
Hey, there's the piano.
I mean, you use it if you have to, but it's just brutal. So we're entering.
Impromptu Fantasy by Chopin.
It's a good song. I like classical music.
You can play this too. I remember.
Oh,
hearing you
yeah.
play it. Oh, that's crazy. A moth?
So I was learning Moonlight Sonata over like a period of a long time because it's hard, and I was doing the main part, and I was getting it okay, and I was like, wow, I'm good. And then I learned that parts 2 and 3 are like literally this, this is like part 3 of it, and it's like, well, I'll just never be good enough to play that.
Just know the part that's relevant to Resident Evil.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
all you
There we
need
go.
to do.
But I was like, I can play. Maybe I can eventually play this, and then it was like, and it's like, all right, never mind. So sorry
Don't
if
sell
this.
yourself short.
Sorry if this appears kind of dark at times. It is kind of a dark game. It looks maybe a little dark on the
YouTube does compress the video to be a little bit darker
on the recording. So
I think it'll be fine.
not every part in this game is super dark. It's just like certain like scenes. So.
I mean, but to be fair, it's dark here.
I gotta be fair.
It's not like you are not seeing stuff we're not seeing. We're also
yes,
not seeing.
it's dark for us too. It's just a dark game. So I also would behave that way, to be honest with you.
I love how she did. It's sort of like just touching everything. It's very slapstick,
right? And like, there's parts that are like not purposefully or that are purposefully funny. So like, literally, a 12-year-old girl was like completely brutally murdered, and she like and this story.
Well, look at her. She's like,
this story gets sadder. This story gets literally sadder. So get ready for it, boys.
That's her dad, obviously.
No.
What? That's her mom?
Oh my god, yeah. Alright, so this part's super stupid.
That turns slowly.
If you run over here and run behind, he literally doesn't follow you. At least he
can't
hasn't!
fit. He can't fit. Probably.
So we're gonna lower this for no reason. And what do you know?
Oh. Oh, jeez.
This dude was like crushed in junk. So you don't necessarily need this. Watch, this is the dumbest puzzle in the world. Save combination bad. Babe dead. Is it 1, 0, 3? Oh my god. It's the same thing every time too.
Babe!
So I don't know if you have to put that down to be able to get the key. I don't know. But one thing I do know is if you stand back here in this corner, eventually he just goes away, and that's what I'm gonna do. So as you can tell, now it's not bad, but I did get a little bit of panic meter just from him existing.
Right.
So, like, if I was already...
But it's going away, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it wouldn't go away if a bad guy was out and about, which would be really
You have to be
annoying.
in a safe space, but as long as you're not in the same room as him, it's okay.
Is that thing that's obscured by the lantern a thing?
I don't know. I'll check once he
it does
leaves.
look like a thing. It just looks like a not loaded texture, though. Keep Stage devices raised. Management. Thanks, the management.
Thanks, the management. All right, so we're gonna head back to the room we were in, and we're gonna use 103, and we're gonna get the basest thing in the world.
Babe dead. That's like the best. Like they couldn't have used a different word besides babe.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like some puzzles in this game are all right. Because this game is very linear, like technically they can't do anything super crazy and be like, remember that item you had 1,000,000 years ago? Like it's really not that kind of game. Wow. So we have the master key, which opens everything.
For the whole game forever?
Yep.
They gave you it this early?
They just
good.
know.
They're like, all right, now you don't have to find any more keys. I know you thought that was going to be a big part of the game. It turns out it's not.
Actually, I would like if a game did that kind of tastefully. I bet games have done that before where you're like, It's almost like the opposite of, Symphony of the Night, where you start with everything and you're like, easy, and then all of a sudden you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think this is the correct way. Also, he might literally show up right here.
I'd love to make some...
Damn it!
Wow, look at that! Oh my gosh! There was no way to stop that.
Hey, do you like that? I'm in panic.
Like, there was no way to stop that.
There's none. Which is why you literally need these lavender waters. Like, please. Alright, good. Good.
Yeah, I remember when you're in panic mode, the controls are horrible.
Yeah, so you'll stop. You'll see it happen where I'll just, stop. Please.
Make it. Oh, no!
Dude, that was so hard to control. You don't understand. You don't understand how hard that was to control. Now, here's the crazy thing.
You went in here, but
Oh, I don't ever remember that happening before. That literally never happened before. I'm not joking. Alright, cool. Alright, opening that door actually helped me quite a bit.
Going behind the carpet.
So the... Dude, you've got to be kidding me. That's the dog luck for you.
you can't until the door closes. You can't do anything.
Cool. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, and that's gonna take my signal soon. Yeah. Also put me back up in panic again, so I'm actually probably dead. Damn, I never had trouble with... Ooh, that was so...
the wind-up!
I don't know if it'll work again. We'll see. You know the crap... Oh, damn it. The crappy part is, he literally, when I walk back in there, might be there again. That's just kind of how this game works. Like, he sometimes shows up at those spots, multiple times. So I'm... I guess I'll go save. That sucks. I hit him there every time I played this game so far,
Yeah, but
and he
it
never...
was fading out when you were there.
It's possible. It is definitely possible. Well, let's... I do like how this exists. At least that I can technically use it.
She's just cleaning her shoe off.
It's like,
That's a great idle animation. She's
Yeah.
like, let me just fix my shoe.